Stories on the front pages of the papers, and then we'll get into the details shortly. Starting this morning from the Ghanaian Times newspaper, the front page: restoring confidence in land administration. Government to cancel illegal land deals. That's according to the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources. Government to cancel illegal land deals. Also, make Ga Dangbe languages compulsory in schools. Ga traditional council. It comes with the pictures of Gamanchani Takiteko Churu II welcoming the Education Minister Haruna Idrisu there. Also on page 3 of the Ghanaian Times, only Attorney General can defend OSP Act. Supreme Court rules. And UFO urges peace ahead of NPP internal elections. And that story is on page 14 of the Ghanaian Times. The back page of the paper, memo on second gas processing plant to be submitted to cabinet, according to the minister. John Jinaport briefing Professor Pokwajiman on and other dignitaries during the visit of the vice president yesterday. Also the back page, Nandom Midwifery Training College to introduce RGN program. These are some of the stories that the Ghanaian Times is reporting this morning. I'll take you to the Daily Guide newspaper. The front page says that NPP flag bearer race survey tips Ken to win 52%, and that story is on page 3 of the paper. A lot of polls and different results anyways. Survey tips Ken to win 52%. That story is on page 3. Also, SC adjourns 4 Tokonu cases indefinitely. Supreme Court adjourns 4 Tokonu cases indefinitely. That story is on page 6. U.S. police release Ninoy's prison mugshot. U.S. police release Ninoy's prison mugshot. Also, Ayawasu East by-election. Baba Jamal locks horns with Toure's widow. Comes to the pictures of Baba Jamal, Ghana's High Commissioner to the Republic of Nigeria. To Nigeria. We'll be speaking to him this morning on Sunrise on 3FM 92.7. We'll be speaking exclusively with Baba Jamal. Also on the front page of the Daily Guide, sold public lands to be reviewed, Ama Bua. That's on page 6 of the paper. I'll take you to the New Finder newspaper. The New Finder newspaper. Front page, bond market turnover rises 14% to 5.29 billion cedis. Bond market turnover rises 14% to 5.29 billion cedis. Corporate values must be lived, not just displayed. HR consultant, cocoa sector risk could weigh on Ghana's growth outlook, according to an analyst, and Ghanaian banks to benefit from DDEP closure, according to Fitch. These are some of the stories that the New Finder is reporting this morning. Now to the Daily Gist newspaper. Deputy AG storms court with 4 commandos. That's on page 3. Deputy AG storms court with 4 commandos, if you like. We'll get to know what exactly the paper is talking about. Also, the front page of the Daily Gist newspaper, minority blasts government over lithium deal withdrawal. That story is on page 3 of the paper as well. Baumia's NPP's strongest choice. Baumia is NPP's strongest choice for 2028. Abu Jinapo is saying, and it's on page 4 of the paper. NPP tightens rules on Saturday presidential primary on page 2 of the paper. These are some of the stories that the Daily Gist is reporting this morning. And now to the Daily Graphic newspaper. Daily Graphic newspaper says that government takes over illegally acquired state lands. Government takes over illegally acquired state lands. Comes with a picture of Emmanuel Amakofibua, his Minister for Lands and Natural Resources. Also, my job creation record puts me ahead. Kenneth Japon touts as he woos delegates. My job creation record puts me ahead. Kenneth Japon touts as he woos delegates. Also, CRC recommendation on education, maintain status quo on mission schools, according to the Christian Council. Maintain the status quo on mission schools. Energy reforms yield $15 billion. No blackout in 10 months, according to the Energy minister. These are the stories captured on the front page of the Daily Graphic. You go to the back page of the paper, and Konfanoche Hospital Cath Lab to be ready in May, according to the CEO of the facility. Other stories, a few other papers this morning. The Daily Times newspaper, banner headline: TCDA rolls out 85 officers to improve sector standards and discipline. And when I say TCDA, I mean the Tree Crops Development Authority rolls out 85 officers to improve sector standards and discipline. Also, President Mahama commends First Sky Group at annual Thanksgiving service. And Ghana sends 121 health workers to Antigua and a labor exchange program. Also, GNAG urges DVLA to include artisans in specialized hospital project. Also, on the front page of the Daily Times newspaper, GAAM threatens legal action against EC over sudden cancellation of by-elections. These are some of the stories that the Daily Times is reporting this morning. From the Daily Times to the Accra Times newspaper. Front page: Alban Bagbin, Bafo Boni collaborate to uphold justice and rule of law. Alban Bagbin is the Speaker of Parliament. Bafo Boni is the Chief Justice. They collaborate to uphold justice and rule of law. NPP built the economy on page 4, but NDC takes credit. That's according to the minority leader, Alexander Apenyo Makin. Resetting the economy is shared responsibility, according to the BOG governor. And Unimac mourns tragic loss of student as Vice Chancellor seeks justice. Pring Park boss commends BOG governor for collaboration with Ghanaian media. A Hunter West MP is happy as Ayinda is included in educational curriculum. These are the stories that the Accra Times is reporting this morning. The Custodian newspaper says that no more business under certificate of urgency. Minority tells majority. They say that no more business under certificate of urgency. And that story is on page 2 of the paper this morning. Ashanti region stands with Bawumia, also captured on page 2 of the paper as he completes nationwide tour. Ashanti region stands with Bawumia as he completes nationwide tour. In just a few days, the NPP will be holding or having its presidential primaries, and the stakes are very high. Let's choose Bawumia to reclaim power for NPP. Abuja to delegate. Let's choose Bawumia to reclaim power for NPP. Abuja to delegate. Alcohol damages sperm, threatens male fertility. It is also captured on the front page of the Custodian newspaper. It says that alcohol damages sperm and threatens male fertility, according to Dr. Sefoga. Dr. Sefoga is saying. I don't know how some people will react to this story, but I want to say a special good morning to let's continue. Also, on the front page of the Business and Financial Times, this paper, DPC to sanction non-compliant institutions. DPC to sanction non-compliant institution, and that's on page 3. And despite diplomatic gains, citizens face structural mobility barriers. Standard Chartered flag strong 2026 returns amid AI bloom, and system-wide failures plague MMDA's financial management. These are some of the stories that the Business and Financial Times is reporting this morning. With 3news.com, it says that city opens 2026 under pressure as January data show 4% depreciation, according to the Bank of Ghana. Also, Ghana's digital economy explodes as mobile money transaction hits historic 518 billion cedis. Utah University backs calls for Director General of GTech and his deputy to resign by January 31. We cannot continue to transport manganese ore by road, Director of the Takrady Port. Also, Media General condemns brutal assault on Northeast Regional Correspondent. These and more stories you'd find on 3news.com if you log on today. Quickly to citynewsroom.com, it says that mobile money transactions hit 518 billion cedis in December 2025, according to the Bank of Ghana. And top stories this morning: rising housing costs locks Ghanaian youth out of home ownership. Will they survive? There's also city begins 2026 with 4% depreciation against major trading currencies. 5 NDC Ayawaso East parliamentary aspirants to be vetted today. Vote and leave. NPP bans group gatherings at polling centers. You find these and more stories if you visit City Newsroom this morning. And now quickly to My Joy Online. It says the minority cries foul as 33 bills are rushed through Parliament and a certificate of urgency in 2025. Government to issue I Shall Speed a Ghanaian passport. An abuse of democracy minority alleges systemic misuse of certificate of urgency. Also, Ayawaso East NDC Primary, Baba Jamal files to contest, says he's in to serve. There's an interesting one here. Mahama using Ekufuado's roadmap, Charles Bisu on Galamsey fight. And 1,033 excavators now tracked as government tightens grip on illegal mining. These are some of the stories that you'd find if you visit My Joy Online this morning. I'll introduce Sixtus Don Ulo with this story that the custodian is reporting. Is on page 5 of the paper. Sixtus, I don't know whether you would want to take the story on page 5, the last one down there, the bottom corner of that, of the paper. But what was the headline?
I'm looking for it.
Yeah, looking for the story. Okay. It's on page 5. Just look on page 5.
TCDA trains 85 officers.
Next story.
To regulate. Okay.
Next
Supreme
one.
Court throws out OSP joinder application.
Okay, let's talk about that one, then we'll talk about something else. Is there what other stories on page 5?
Dr. Promise Sevoga, gynecologist and obstetrician specialist.
No, I didn't say whose picture. I said what story.
Alcohol damages sperms, threatens male fertility. Dr. Sefoga is the one speaking.
Read small, let's see. Read small of that story.
Gynecologist and obstetrician specialist, Dr. Promise Sefoga, has warned that male fertility is significantly affected by alcohol consumption, lifestyle choices, and environmental exposures. Three things: environmental exposures, lifestyle choices, and alcohol.
And booze.
Alcohol.
Shows that it threatens male fertility.
Direct quote: alcohol is an enemy to your fertility as a man. Let the men say amen. Because alcohol damages the sperm.
Corey, are you listening?
It damages to the point of affecting how normal the sperm is formed. Doc, I think your statement, we need to sit down and interrogate. So what levels of alcohol?
That's the reaction I was expecting. I was just looking for your defense.
No, but Doc is not saying don't consume.
Yeah, you want to
I'm
know.
sure there are levels.
Okay.
And doc has to be careful not to create the impression that those who already have children can go ahead to consume in excess capacity. Because when you read the headline, that was exactly the comment Corey passed. Corey said, well, I already have my own children.
So
do I need to listen to doc? Yes, you need to listen
so
to
he
doc.
has no use for his sperms. That's what you're telling
But
us.
why are you highlighting only the alcohol? There are 3 things the doctor mentioned.
I mean, I'm just reading the headline.
Environmental exposures, you know what that means, galamsey.
Yes.
If you are in a factory setting, that could also expose you. If even as a journalist, those of you who wear tight things and come and sit long hours the whole day, you are sitting there.
In fact, Ghana, everything threatens everything. even the sun threatens your life.
Then he mentioned lifestyle choices. So alcohol consumption in excess is a lifestyle choice.
He added the in excess, no?
I'm sure if you read somewhere there to be there. But you cannot say that.
Oh, okay. That story is also here and in the Daily Times. It says that, yes.
Daily Times.
Yes, Daily Times. It says that he has warned that male fertility is significantly affected by alcohol consumption, lifestyle choice, just like you're saying.
Okay, so let me give you another quote that justifies the point I was making. So, with all these, avoid a lot of environmental exposures, like the air pollution. We call it traffic or industrial emissions. You know, avoid exposure to them. And then the elephant in the room, the heavy metals from galamsey.
Yeah.
We are worried about. They get into the system, damage the ability of you to make normal sperm. Sperm becomes so badly abnormal.
It can have a
They
sperm
cannot fertilize the egg.
It can have a sperm that does not have head.
Yes. Or they manage to fertilize the egg.
A disabled sperm.
But the pregnancy formed is abnormal. This story, the person who picked the quotes, I mean, the sentences are not complete. So the baby comes with abnormalities. Okay. So first thing is that you have abnormal sperm.
Okay.
Even if you managed to produce a pregnancy, that pregnancy will be abnormal. Even if the pregnancy manages to manifest in a child, that child will be abnormal. So the risks are at all levels. So he's saying that cut down on processed foods.
Okay.
So now, you see, you are not laughing again.
Yeah,
Processed foods.
Well, that one is to me.
Keep diet as natural and wholesome as possible.
I want to ask that. So the processed foods basis is to me.
I don't know what you eat.
If you had said yes, I'd have said so. The first one is for you.
Which one?
You continue.
Environmental exposures. All of us are affected. Eggs without yolks are preferable. No, but seriously, doctors keep confusing us.
Yeah, they
Somebody says we should eat the yolk.
See,
so another person says don't eat the yolk.
They say that when we are eating from the plastic bag, it's not good. We say okay. Come and say that the saying or the saucepan we are using there's something inside. We say okay. We should not use plastic. We should not use that they say. So right now,
but the saucepan, no, too. Something is inside.
That's what they are saying.
So what should we do?
So we should put it in our house.
Charlie, but doctors are worrying us.
It's because things keep changing, and what they're saying, all what they are saying is not false.
So there's something else Doc is asking you to do. He says, maintain overall health advice, focusing on nuts, especially tiger nuts. You know tiger nuts?
Atadri.
Yes. So a healthy diet should focus on vegetables and whole grains. Please forgive us. Well, this is about men's health. We need to talk about it. So please forgive us. Let's do this one. So tiger nuts. You know tiger nuts?
Yes, Atadri.
So,
but right now it's expensive.
What is not expensive? The watch sellers are still not reducing.
Yeah,
so.
but they have tight small one be like this. You go and ask, they'll say 10 cities.
Especially now that doctors are saying we should chew. At first, you were chewing for your own reasons. Now doctors have confirmed your reasons.
No, at first people were chewing for taste.
Fruits and vegetables, while keeping a healthy weight.
True.
Those of you who don't take your weight, you just walk into the hospital, do the what do they call that one? Vitals. Let them check your vitals. That alone, then you walk out again. So things you must be doing. Things you must not be doing: don't drink alcohol plenty. Avoid lifestyle choices that endanger your life and your sperm and the environment. Don't expose yourself to things that endanger your sperm.
Corey says I should ask you that. You said don't drink alcohol plenty. Is in the story, did they say plenty? Did they add that description?
Corey, call Dr. Sefoga and put him on the line. Let's ask him this question.
That should you drink small?
Should you eat or not eat at all?
But you continue.
Okay. So things you must do. So avoid those 3 things and eat fruits. Check your weight regularly. Nuts. So he's mentioned ginger as well. Ginger.
Yes. There's some in my pocket.
Ginger. So chew ginger. For those of you who like fufu, always do it with your fufu. And then tiger nuts. As for tiger nuts, you people are already doing it. He's just giving you a reason to continue. So all of these will reduce the risk of developing diabetes and hypertension. So men.
Some advice for you.
Yes. We don't talk about men's health enough.
So it's good we brought this up.
We don't talk about it enough, so we need to.
Since you know that the NPP on 31st, they are having their presidential primaries.
Don't stop saying 31st. On Saturday. Today is Wednesday.
It's like 31st is far.
It's far. Today is Wednesday. Yes. So tomorrow is Thursday. The day after is Friday. So they have 2 last days to campaign.
People say that it is a contest of science versus prophecy. And the science is in 2 parts. There is the survey, polling, election polls, if you do it properly, is a science. So there's the survey that tips Kennedy Japan to win. And there's that tips Dr. Baumia to win. And then there's the other element of...
Are you sure?
Oh, yes. Which one are you saying?
The prophecies are rather tipping... the prophecy that generated controversy on... rather tipped Kennedy Japan to win.
Page 3, Daily Guide. NPP flag bearer race. Survey tips Ken to win. 52%. Pan-African Civil Society Organization, Sanity Africa, has tipped Kennedy Japan to win the upcoming polls, pointing to a first-round victory of 52%. The survey conducted between December 2025 and January 2026, released on Monday, shows that Mr. Japan is leading, and he's followed by former Vice President Dr. Baumia on 40%, Brene Champon 7%, Yawase Duchum and Kwabene Japan 0.7% and 0.3% respectively. So one of the surveys says that Kennedy Japan will win. Global Info Analytics Survey conducted between December 2025 and then January 2026, December 29, 2025 and January 23, 2026 projects former Vice President Dr. Baumia as the clear front runner in the race. Baumia 57% ahead of Kennedy Japan and other contenders. So then there's the bit too about the prophecy. Okay, so yesterday Prophet Bernard El Bernard, you know him, Nelson Ishen. He's one of the prophets we have in Ghana. He says that the elections, it has been counted already. And then Kennedy Japan has won. No rigging, no machinations can change this. Kennedy Japan has won the elections. In fact, he also goes on to say that he won the 2029 elections, but 2028 elections, but let's hold on to that.
28 is which one? The next election?
Yes, the next election. Let's hold on to that and then talk about this. 2 signs, one prophecy.
I have had a conversation with my friends in the faith on prophecy. In fact, it's a conversation that we keep having anytime there's an election and we see the prophets, or we hear the prophets left, right, center, each prophecy contradicting the other prophecy because they are from different men of God. But I always say that God is consistent. We have a God of order or orderliness, a God who is consistent, very consistent, a God who knows what he wants for his people, but of course also a God who listens to his people. That if a prophecy reveals something and his people intercede, that is, if it is bad, intercede and say, avert this, or let this cup pass us by. God, in his infinite mercies, is amenable to averting that particular calamity that has been prophesied about. What I don't think and don't believe is that God is a God of contradictions, that God does not contradict himself, that God speaks with clarity, that you will not find God saying to one man, sacrifice your son, and to another man, sacrifice your daughter. So telling the same man from different voices, I mean. So all these contradictions we keep getting from our men of God. And sometimes when you want to discuss it, you have to be careful, because the anointing there, you cannot question it. You don't want problem with God. That's one that says that, touch not my anointed, is still life and alive in our times. You cannot go about attacking men of God because you don't agree with their prophecies. So the men of God themselves should be very careful, is not the word, circumspect is the word, with the prophecies they receive, how they relay these prophecies to us. Also minded that the prophecies would influence a lot of things. You recall I.G. Dampare and his controversial ban on prophecies, which generated a lot. Say, don't prophesy.
Republic of Umofia.
Don't keep your prophecy to yourself. Or if you think that it is life-threatening enough, go to the police with your prophecy. As controversial as that directive was, and as questionable as the directive to give your prophecy to a policeman is, because I'm not sure how the police investigates the spiritual realm. There was some merit to that directive. That there came a time in this country when there was just lawlessness in the realm of the church, where the men of God are giving contradictory prophecies about the same people or the same events. The men of God are rushing to proclaim, so they attract more members, or so they say they are powerful. And I have a problem when you hear a prophecy And the man of God says that if this does not happen, then I am not so and so. Respectfully.
Why do you have a problem?
Respectfully.
They know who they heard from.
You are merely an instrument of the realm.
And the realm has told him that, or her that, what I'm telling you is conk.
It is not your name. It is the name of God. So if you come and tell me that if this does not happen, then I am not Prophet Don Ulo Sextus. Excuse you.
So when they say that, it does not mean that they are the ones who cause it to happen. It means that wherever they are picking it from, wherever they are getting that information from.
Are you telling me God cannot change his mind?
That is what they are saying. That is not me.
So if God has given Prophet Crosby the prophecy that says that Baumia is the one to win the election, then the same God gives Prophet Dong the prophecy that says that Kennedy Ejapong is the one going to win the election. Is God contradicting himself, number one?
So in this
number two, the God who told you that Baumia will win, can he not change his mind to make Educhum win?
Okay. So in this case, it is like this. That right now you're looking at me.
Yes.
You can see my eyes.
Maybe.
You can see my nose. You can see my mouth. You can see my
sometimes.
Head. Okay. Somebody will also be looking at me right now, the same way you are looking at me, and the person will see my ear. So that's why they say that we see in parts and then we prophesy in parts. It is very hard for you to see the entire picture at a go.
As a prophet?
As a prophet, yes.
You will see the entire picture. You may just get the interpretation wrong.
The Bible says it, that we see in parts and we prophesy in parts.
You know.
It's okay. Let's not go there. It's okay.
Because getting the prophecy, getting the revelation is one thing. Interpreting it is another thing. That is why the same Bible says that to some he gave the gifts to speak in tongues. To others he gave the gifts of hearing. And yet to some others he gave the gifts of the various gifts of the Holy Spirit and our fruits of the Holy Spirit.
It's okay.
So
the bit
you
about
you may receive, but you may not have the gifts to interpret what
true.
you have received.
What you're saying is very true, but what you're saying is true, is a fact. And then another truth too is that it is true that
how many truths are there?
Is that we see in parts. we do not see the full picture.
That is
the
fine.
time.
And you see that even solidifies the point I am making. That if Prophet Crosby sees one part of it, Prophet Dong sees the other part of it. Prophet Dong should not rush to claim that if what he has seen does not come to pass, then men of God, women of God, question my anointing. That is very dangerous.
Well, it is for him, but he knows what he
not just
seen.
For him, but also for the people.
He knows what he has seen, and
those who are saying that Kennedy Ejapong will win, and already Kennedy Ejapong has gone.
Prophet Bernard,
El Bernard, and Kennedy Ejapong has already gone ahead to say. In fact, he's always raised suspicions about the. What do you call it? About the fairness and transparency of the process. In fact, he is on record to have said that the last election he won it, but it was rigged in favor of Alaji.
Okay.
And he went on to cite examples from even Alaji's own constituency. You recall that Alaji got 100% from his constituency. In fact, from his region. No, constituency. No, region.
I'm reading a comment here. It says most of the prophets are not from God.
I beg you, that one me, I'm not part.
So you how do you? Anyways, it's a conversation that has a lot of legs. But the primaries is happening.
No, so let me land on that one. So Kennedy Ejapong is already suspicious, apprehensive. You can use all the words too. And you have come to now tell him that God has ordained his win and that it is unquestionable. It cannot be disputed. Then you go into the election.
And then he loses.
Educhum wins. What do you think Kennedy Ejapong will do?
He will not accept the results.
And what can that lead to?
He will contest it in court.
So that's the danger that men of God are putting us through.
Okay, so the NPP has tightened the rules on the Saturday primaries. One of that is that a key highlight of the protocol is the full delegation of the election process to the Electoral Commission. So the EC is fully in charge. The Ghana Police Service will be solely responsible for security and restricting access beyond security parameters to delegates.
That means that the candidates will not be touring the place with macho men.
No, unless you are a delegate who is a macho man. Well, they say it is only to delegate. So if you are a candidate and you want to use macho men, go and gym your delegates. There's also committee members, aspirants, and the official accredited agents. In a move aimed at preventing voter intimidation and maintaining secrecy, the committee strictly prohibited the public display of cast ballots, photographing of votes.
Say that I voted for this person. This is the photo.
I mean, every year, every election cycle, don't they ban photographs? But don't
they always do, but it still happens.
And
yes, because even again, Kennedy Ejapong has mentioned in trying to prove his point that he got some votes in some constituencies that were not given to him.
Yes, it's true.
He said people showed him pictures.
They always do.
They always do.
In fact,
it is wrong.
In one of my election monitoring activities or reporting activities, there was a place I went that overheard one of the agents saying that, what the main chamba, It was a passing comment. It went quickly through my ear. Like, you there, don't bring the proof.
But you couldn't question it.
Who are you? So the person was saying it and walking. Like, you there, don't bring the proof and see
whether you will get.
What will you get? And then he said the photo.
So our stomachs always come to play in all these decisions.
Prohibiting the public display of the cast ballots, photographing of votes, and gestures indicating voting preference. You can't go to the polling center and you're walking with 3 fingers.
Can the candidate do so?
No, the candidates cannot do so. Nobody can do that. You can also go there.
So on election day, on Saturday, Kobne J. Japong is touring some stations. He's going to vote at his center. After that, he decides to tour some of the places. Whilst he's getting close to the polling station, the people are giving him funds. He cannot do. What's his number on the ballot?
Kwabena J. Japong.
He's 5.
Yes, number 5.
5. So he can't do this.
You can't be waving. No, if you're waving your hand, your palm is not stiff like that. It is when you want to do number 5 that your palm is stiff.
Or Alaji will go around doing this.
You can't do that. But maybe you are there. You want to say that I rely on God.
Yeah.
You cannot do any of those. So that's the move the party is saying. It has also ordered all regional executive committees to suspend any pre-planned programs, including workshops, retreats, meetings that involve the delegates.
Oh, but that comes without saying.
Yeah.
Okay, as in camping the delegates. But that's not usually done by the executives. Usually by the candidates. The candidates will say, oh.
The candidates represented by.
No, not the regional executive.
Yeah, you don't know. Voting itself will operate as a walk-in process from 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. and no congregation of delegates will be allowed at voting centers.
So if my delegates call me and say they don't have they don't have transportation to the place, I cannot help. I have buses. So Kennedy is a rich man. He has buses. Okay, I don't know whether he's into the transport business, but I'm sure he can easily access buses.
So
he has a friend. So he has a friend at Metro Mass. He will just pick a phone and say, "Oh, my brother, our delegates are stranded. Or can you release some buses to help our delegates?" He cannot do that. Is that not in federance of the party course?
Okay. I just said okay. Oh, he can do that. Okay, he can do that. So let's leave it at that. But I mean, Bawumia is the strongest choice according to Abujinapo. So, in fact, Kennedy Japan is also saying that his job creation record puts him ahead. So the contest is, yes, the contest is sweetening up. We have just a few days more.
Rather too late. You see, this is the kind of campaign we were expecting from the very beginning, based on issues. These are my competences.
Yes,
this is why.
So beyond the small, you do me, I do you, you throw it to me, I throw it to you. They are also campaigning on issues, on facts.
No, I know that. But point I'm making is that the you do me, I do you has overshadowed the issues based upon which the campaign is supposed to be hinged. And anytime we hear Kwesi Kwarteng and Miracles Abuaje talking, it's not about issues. It's not about what the two can offer first to their party and then to the generality of the country should they eventually go on to win. That's not what they talk about. They talk about who is a liar, how much who has lied, who is corrupt, how much who has stolen. These are not things that should be coming from within the party itself, because surely it will be used against you in 2027.
The minority is crying foul as 33 bills are rushed through Parliament under certificate of urgency. It has accused the majority of abusing the lawmaking process, warning that the passage of 33 bills under certificate of urgency in a single year amounts to legislation by ambush. You have reported in Parliament for a while. Can you, what's the meaning of the certificate of urgency thing?
There are some bills that will come through that if it is to go through the lawmaking process, you know, going through committee, being brought on the floor, read for the first time, read for the second time, read for the third time. It's quite a lengthy process.
Okay.
If it's to go through all of that, whatever the bill is seeking to kill would have, the horse would have bolted by the time the law is passed. So there are times that Parliament will agree with the executive that on this particular occasion, we can abridge the time and let the process be fast-tracked so that the bill can be passed. It is meant to deal with emergency laws. Let me put it that way. Let me give you an example. The COVID time, we had a number of laws that were passed by Parliament to allow President Akufo-Addo the mandate or authority to be able to take certain executive decisions and actions. So they had to pass a law to that effect.
Okay.
That law typically would have gone through a certificate of urgency.
So it's like a bill that says that this issue can't wait.
It can't wait.
We need the law now.
We can't wait. We need it now. We need the law like yesterday, and we are talking today. So we cannot wait.
So normally...
But they have abused the process.
Normally a bill goes through, I understand, at least 14 days before first reading, be debated at different stages, and then be carefully scrutinized. So when you want a certificate of urgency, see, it means that some of these waiting periods are skipped.
Yes.
Or they are shortened.
Yes.
Like you mentioned, national emergency, COVID-19, economic crisis, serious harm, international obligations. So how the process works?
So if you want a law to deal with COVID-19, and you go through or you come under a certificate of urgency, that's something commendable, something we can all applaud. But if you want to pass e-levy, then you come under a certificate of urgency. That's not something we can applaud. You get a difference. E-levy is not something that should ever even be dreamt about coming under a certificate of urgency. Or you want to scrap e-levy and COVID-19, COVID-19 levies, then you say you need a certificate of urgency. It is not something that should. But you see, over the period, in the lives of the respective parliaments within this republic, the two political parties who have formed government have always found a way to abuse that certificate of urgency rule. They will bring laws that should not ever come under, or agreements that should not come under certificate of urgency, At the time that the opposition is shouting, here, we are walking out, that is the time that the majority is busily working to pass those agreements or bills. Then there's a problem. Because then you don't get the opportunity to fully scrutinize. And you have a lot of things slipping through the cracks. The law is eventually passed, and the loopholes are gaping. You can see, obviously, that this law was meant to borrow the words, create, loot, and share.
Okay, so the minority is raising concerns, and I'm trying to find a few of the bills that were passed under certificate of urgency, and then we'll see whether...
Last year.
Yes, last year. So there's the Energy Sector Levies, Amendment Bill 2025. It was introduced and passed under urgency to raise an extra levy on fuel to address energy sector debt.
That is the 1 cedi imposition.
Yes, the Jinapo thing. There's the Ghana Medical Trust Bill, Trust Fund Bill 2025, the Mahama Cares Program.
Yes.
Fast track to support care for chronic diseases. These are just a few of them. Road traffic.
So the Mahama Cares Fund, that one was the time that we kept talking about the kidney disease, dialysis and the need for intervention. So for such a bill, arguable as it may sound, you would need such intervention so that the bill will come under a certificate of urgency to fast track the process. Well, if there were other intentions, I don't know. I'm just trying to give a reason why this may have passed or may have qualified. The levy one.
Yes, the energy sector.
The energy sector one is not something that could have come and... No, actually, yes. That was the time we didn't have the fuel.
See, if you... The two sides are true. All of them, you can...
Two sides are never true.
Listen,
you like this thing too much.
All of them, you can... Based on where you stand, you can argue.
No, it's not based on... You see, that's where the problem is. It shouldn't be based on where you stand. It should be based on the prevailing circumstances.
Yeah, some of
the
them,
set of facts that you are presented with.
COVID, we understand. There's the Bank of Ghana Amendment Bill. It was also passed on a certificate of urgency.
Which should be questionable.
So the majority can come and argue and make sense why it should have happened.
Which is what I'm saying, that you shouldn't be arguing to make it make sense because you are majority. But that the set of facts presented to you, if it is presented to the reasonable man will agree. Normally we'll say the man in the Madina Trotro. If you give that set of facts to the man seated in the Madina Trotro, this man will say that, yeah, this one there, they didn't have a choice. And then they were right to have done it the way they did it.
If you give the same set of facts to somebody at Abokobi Trotro, who say that, no, this one can wait.
Which would then mean that you are arguing based on where you stand, not where the facts stand. Let's not.
I understand what you're saying, but the reality too is that. So why, if the facts point to the situation that it should go through under certificate of urgency, why then is somebody still contending the facts and saying that these should not have gone through certificates of urgency?
Because the person is looking at it from where he is standing, not where the facts are standing.
So then the two of them now.
I'm saying that, see, the energy one, recall that was the time that they said we had limited something, and we owed, and the people said if we didn't pay the money, they would. So you wanted to go through the full length of the lawmaking process, by which time your power will be out. So then the same people will come and say, "Do president has returned."
It went through certificate of urgency, we understand. Bank of Ghana Amendment Bill.
I don't even recall what that was meant to do. I think that was the one that also created some heated argument. I don't recall exactly what it was meant to kill. So but of course, Bank of Ghana amendments.
Stricter limits on central bank financing for the government to safeguard its independence.
This
bars the central bank from buying government securities on the primary market and redefines emergency provisions that previously allowed officials to bypass the 5% lending cap to their prior year's revenues. So these are some of the reasons why. These are some of the facts.
How urgent is this?
But he went through certificate of urgency.
Yes, so that's what I said. I made the point that both parties, both NDC, NPP, they have abused that thing. So it is not in the place of the majority to now turn around and say that you know, they say when you point one finger, the remaining 3 or 4, you know, come to you. You see, they may be speaking from a position of experience to say that, yes, we did this in the past. It didn't help the country. It didn't help Parliament. It did not allow Parliament to assert its authority. On that basis, from hindsight, as the minority today, we are going to hold the majority to that rule, strict rule, to ensure that they do things strictly by the rules of the House. But that is an argument that the minority can make, which will be sellable.
Okay.
But
6, let's make a few calls this morning. We'll come back and we'll talk more. You can call us 0559 242 717 0556